Well then, we would like to move on to the next program. And the theme is urban solution that can create vibrant communities in NTT Group as a regional partner. We now like to call upon Mr. Nakagawa and Mr. Ichihoshi. Not so distant future. In a town, there lived a high school student. Choosing to go on to college, she moved to a city hoping to fulfill her dream. Before long, she arrives at a community where she can make her dreams come true. The community full of life and bustle. People are shining with smiles as they are met with constantly generated new charms and attractions. In the community, diverse lifestyles are widespread. Respecting each other, people are connected based upon tenderness. In the community, various disciplines are coming together to create new businesses, and people feel fulfilled with motivation. In the community, friendly to global environment, being robust and resilient to disasters, people are surrounded with a sense of security. That was where she was born and grew up. Work, having a connection with people, live true to oneself. The community where people can make their dreams come true. This is exactly urban solutions all of us at NTT Group as one team would like to offer in collaboration with you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nakagawa, President of NTT Urban Development, and thank you very much for gathering here. And also, we are very pleased to share with you the concept of our urban solutions here with you today, and it gives me a great honor. The video you have just watched illustrates one of the scenes we at NTT Group wants to realize in communities somewhere in Japan by offering our urban solutions. And today I'd like to share with you in concrete terms how we are going to achieve that. And I am a president of NTT Urban Development, which is one of the developers. And from the developer's perspective, I'd like to share with you how we are going to achieve that. And basically, as President Sawada has referred to in his presentation, some of the issues and challenges faced by cities in Japan and the future vision. And after that, towards those, how, as the community and urban solution partners, we will be able to support the cities working on these with challenges and their own initiatives. And also the point would be, well, we would like to share with you some of the images we have to achieve all this, working together with the local communities. And also, Mr. Ichihoshi is going to really talk about some of the technology to be adopted for such urban solutions. And also, lastly, I'd like to once again talk about the promotion structure, which was already mentioned by Mr. Sawada earlier. First of all, I want to talk about challenges faced by cities today and their future visions. And in Mr. Sawada's presentation, on some of the aging of the population and also the aging of the social infrastructure, and also the global environment issues were already touched upon. And furthermore, in terms of the real estate developers, we are going to see the declining population and also the lower birth rates in the Japanese society. And these are the major urban challenges. And also, as we are going to see the more of the obsolete infrastructures, and lately, there is a series of natural disasters hitting the cities, and so how we will be able to make cities more resilient. So these are the challenges we need to address in the midst of this context. Please move on to the next slide. And these are some of the information updated or uploaded in the municipalities' homepages more in details. And centering around the ordinance designated cities, we have put together their future visions and direction of the urban development and by different cities in Japan. In each of the cities, the historical backgrounds and culture, and also the economic stances, and also the specific characteristics are different from one city to another. So in urban development, we at NTT pursue, we places importance on understanding carefully the issues and the vision in each individual city's context, not simply trying to really increase the number of the uniform communities. And so we would like to really go to the more of the upper layer planning, and not to really increase the number of the one-fits-all type of the communities. But it's not that people are asked to adapt to the communities, but we are to really create the communities with the specific features that would fit the nature of the people living there or businesses. And so we would like to come closer to the history and culture of each of the cities. And that's the direction we would like to pursue in offering urban solutions. And earlier, I have shared with you some of the future visions and also the direction of the future urban development of each of the cities, and in terms of the role to be played by cities, and that's where people gather, people live, and people work, and people support each other. And so I think, these are the roles to be played by cities. And in terms of the future vision, some of the keywords used are in common, and these are the elements we have picked up. And so how these elements can be embedded or built in communities all depends upon the specific features of the local communities, and also the aspiration and inspiration of the residents there. And we have come up with a list of different words, and if you are to translate them into the values, and communities will be where people will get together with distinct features, and also the community or the cities with a diversity where people will lead a vibrant life, and also new jobs and businesses or industries can be created, and innovation is another value to be embraced. And also they have to feel comfortable living there, and then the resilience is necessary so that it will be more resilient to various disasters. And so, these are the 4 values we came up with, and how we will be able to really put those values in practice and in designing the various communities. And the community, as you can see at the top left, offer attractive space and content for the creation of unique and vibrant communities. And that is the values to be achieved in the innovation, utilizing cutting-edge technology to contribute to solutions to urban issues, and generation of new industries and improvement of productivity at businesses. And diversity means, the developed urban environment that facilitates diverse lifestyle of people who gather, work, and live there. And resilience will create a city where residents can live with a peace of mind by reducing environmental footprint and building disaster response capability. By offering these values to city, NTT Group supports each city in their pursuit of their urban development goals and achieves both economic development and resolving social issues in regional communities, and will contribute to a realization of Society 5.0, a human-centric society where everyone can live a comfortable and vibrant and high-quality life. Now, on the part of NTT Group, to become the sort of the urban solution partner and vis-a-vis the NTT Urban Development and NTT Facilities are here to make this representation. And I'd like to really focus on the expertise and know-how we have accumulated at our NTT Urban Development and also the NTT Facilities, which does have the technology to accommodate that, and then bringing the powers of these two companies. And this was really summarized in this page. And the challenges and issues faced by cities and the development management as a developer, and also technology and operations in the area of engineering and energy, and that is to be promoted by NTT Facilities. And these two companies were coming together in collaboration to really make use of the resources of the NTT Group as well as the ICT technology. It will be reflected to really provide the urban solutions. And the most important key essence here is to have the collaboration with the local governments and businesses. And our initiatives to date are being summarized here. In terms of the know-how of the urban solutions, as you may be well aware, Shinagawa Season Terrace, we do have the offices and also the commercial facilities and also the greenery and environment, natural environment combined together. And then, this is now becoming this new information fab at the Akihabara UDX and also the Shimpukan, which is being redeveloped in Kyoto, taking advantage of the heritage and also the tradition, and to really build a new style hotel. And related to the urban solutions related technology, NTT Facilities have all these technology, which will be described more in details by Mr. Ichihoshi later. And also taking advantage of ICT technology, we do have the partnership with different cities, and NTT Group Holding is promoting this kind of the initiative by having the comprehensive partnership agreement with the local municipalities such as Sapporo, Fukuoka, and Yokohama. And we have already come up with the proven track record. And so far, I have been focusing on our initiatives in Japan. But as the developer, NTT Urban Development was started the overseas deployment in London firstly, and then have expanded our operation overseas. And though a small number, but 10 development projects are underway overseas. And we have been working together with the local partners and then acquire the properties and increase the value and leasing or sell them. And as we're going to see more of the expansion of the businesses by the NTT Group as a whole. These would be used as the core, and then to really promote ICT-related businesses. And then in each of the global cities, we would like to really combine a technology to really offer the comprehensive urban solutions and to really promote this kind of overseas businesses. And next, if you can just skip one page, and I'd like to share with some of the concrete examples.
And this is the Konaguchi exit of Shinagawa area. It offers very convenience in terms of transport and a cluster of large companies. And on the other side of the railway station, we also have development underway. So it is likely that the Shinagawa area will indeed be revitalized. And Shinagawa is going to emerge as a major hub going forward. So as far as we're concerned, we want to focus on the cluster of companies that are already there. A leading-edge technology. We want to collaborate with leading-edge companies and generate unique employment. We really want to recreate the city with unique bustle, and we believe that we have a cluster of our assets involving NTT regional companies, regional community companies, as well as NTT Data and Communication. So using that, we want to extend our area of activities. If you go to the canal, you have many residents in the canal area. And so therefore, we hope that we'll be able to redevelop the whole area as one major municipality. And next is the Tenjin area in Fukuoka, the Tenjin area. This really is an international hub. It is an area where exchange hub city, primarily for Asia, and you have increase of population, and especially the young people. And we really want to revitalize ICT. We really want to vitalize ICT tourism services, and we will support creation of further bustle in the area and industry development. And finally, this is Kyoto. It just so happens that this is an area where we had several hotels developed in this particular area. And it's not in the center of the area. It's in the Karasuno area. It's not your traditional tourist area. But together with commercial districts, they are really much involved in how to revitalize the Karasuno area. They were very much perplexed by this challenge. And we really want to support this initiative, and we're very, very much involved in the development process. And we do hope that Kyoto will once again emerge as a very vibrant city, an international city where emerge as a Japanese city that inherits Japanese history and culture, and industry and life are combined. So this is the philosophy which we would like to pursue. So what technology supports these initiatives? I would like to turn over to Mr. Ichihoshi, President of NTT Facilities, to talk about specific urban solutions. Thank you very much. Ichihoshi is my name. I'm from NTT Facilities. I would like to continue on with what Mr. Nakagawa mentioned and talk about our know-how and technology. And these are some typical examples, so please bear in mind that these are only limited number of examples. And also, as far as NTT Facilities are concerned, you may not be familiar with the company. We're involved in energy and also architecture and also real estate. All the way from engineering to maintenance, we are involved in these operations. And as far as not just the NTT, but also data centers and smart buildings, so we're involved in these. So we look forward to your kind cooperation. Now, as Mr. Nakagawa talked about values, I would like to focus on the values as well, if I may. So first, community. Let's start with the community. So using our NTT assets, we really want to create the bustle in the area. So for example, on this page you see Kyoto Central Telephone Exchange. And this goes back to the Taisho era, a building that was created back in the Taisho era. And it is designated as the #1 cultural asset, a cultural property designated by the city of Kyoto. It is full of history. So it is indeed a virtual building. So we want to inherit tradition and innovation and then create bustle in this area. And it was used as a commercial property midway, but next year, it will be converted into a commercial place and also as a hotel facility. So we're pursuing redevelopment for that purpose. We're in the midst of construction at this juncture. And we talked about the Karasuno area. It's located in the center of the Karasuno area that we've been talking about. Next, the value of diversity. So realizing work and lifestyles reflecting one's preference. And we are very much involved in the shared office business. So using the management technology of our company, we really want to create diverse spaces and services in response to the future characteristics of each given city. So one is in Otemachi, the other in Akihabara, and also in Minami Aoyama. We just opened a new space this month. Next value is innovation. So with Kinda University, we have created a so-called academic theater. So building #1, #2, 3, 4, and 5. So they were all developed in an integrated manner. It's a library with many manga comics. It's well known for that. So with the bibliotheater as the core, we have the international field, and we also have another area And by the way, international field is the forum for communication with for people coming from overseas, including faculty. And also, you also have a contact point for the industry, practical science hall. And also, you also have a 24/7 self-study space. You also have a cafe space. And also, in the middle, you have the bibliotheater. So across different faculties such as liberal arts and science and engineering, and also together with the companies and also with the local communities, we are trying to engender collaboration and the bond with our student body. So we created this as a forum to create new value, and we received many awards. We received the new office award, for example, for this project. And next. And this was already introduced by Mr. Nakagawa earlier, but this is an initiative involving Kitakami power produce and supply. So, decarbonization and also creating environmentally friendly and resilient energy network. The municipality as a whole is involved in this initiative. Community. So SEMS, community energy management system. Using this, we are offering optimal control, local renewable energy source and storage batteries, NEV. So basically, we focus on photovoltaic solar power at this moment, but we were able to generate power which much exceeds our initial target. And we've been able to pursue decarbonization much more than we had initially expected. And also, when it comes to resiliency, the Kitakami Stadium is designated as a wide area evacuation place, and solar panels and lithium-ion batteries are installed. And also, when it comes to EV, you're able to actually charge by using EV charger. So therefore, this would be a very much a counter-disaster-related measure. So therefore, it is environmentally friendly, and also it also pursues decarbonization. And this is the community which we want to pursue based on this value. Next, again, in relation to resilience. Right now, in relation to buildings, BEMS and other systems are now being utilized. And they're all connected to the network now. We have increasing number of cases that are connected, and which means that there's an increasing number of cyber attacks, especially outside Japan. We already see a security system, an energy system, and HVAC system related attacks. And against that backdrop, we mitigate risks pertaining to the building systems. And we utilize our security technology, and all the way from countermeasure formulation to filter monitoring, sign detection, all the way to this quick disconnection, we're able to offer one-stop services. And so in the run-up to 2020 Olympic Games, it is important that such countermeasures are indeed required. So therefore, security-related measures, we want to create a community that has very strong resilience against these security risks. Now, so what are the capabilities that support these initiatives? What capabilities we can bring to the table? That is what I would like to share with you now. One, indeed, is the remote sensing, remote monitoring center. In East and West, we have NTT FACILITIES Operations Center that gives remote monitoring. We can offer monitoring control on a 24-hour basis. We have 9,500 buildings for NTT Group, and we also have security stations of 20,000. We also have 4,000, and we're constantly monitoring these. And when something happens, we are able to take measures. And also, when it comes to data centers and buildings, we monitor various functions of 4,000 buildings. And also, we talked about the mega solar earlier. 1 gigawatt level Japan nationwide solar monitoring system is in place. So therefore, in an integrated, unified manner, we're able to offer monitoring on a 24/7 basis and monitoring against any potential disasters. And also, what supports that is our technology, the technology that supports all these endeavors. As far as NTT FACILITIES is concerned, we have engineers in both architecture and in energy. The red part This is the first-class registered architects. Throughout Japan, we have 730 such first-class registered architects, primarily in the municipality, but they are located throughout Japan, in all corners of Japan, so that we're able to accommodate customers' requirements. And also, when it comes to chief electrical engineers, we have Type 2 and Type 3, 2,000 such engineers throughout Japan. And also facility managers, we have 800 throughout Japan. So these engineers, technical engineers, are located throughout Japan, and we have such a platform. And using this platform, we're able to support, for example, we're able to offer, if you will, planning, development, and design and operation management of these systems of urban solution. So that is all from us. I would like to turn over to Mr. Nagawa so that he can talk about promotion structure. Thank you very much. I do apologize for the changeover once again. This was already covered by Mr. Sawada, and this was already covered during the Q&A session. So I don't think there's anything that I need to add at this juncture to what was mentioned already. But as far as developers like ourselves is concerned, we just have a message. The owners of the urban creation are a regional community. So what is the community that these regional communities are trying to achieve? What is the urban development which these regional communities are looking for? That's what we want to explore through various discussion and dialogue with various partners. And we want to make sure that we offer a city planning which very much accommodates the requirements of these partners. And we hope that we'll be able to leverage our technology and our capacity. And we want to make sure that we have very robust collaboration among the group and offer robust solutions in this planning process. And that is how we would like to accommodate and meet the requirements of the part of the communities. So that is the presentation from our side. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'd like to thank the two presidents for their presentations.